You think you know what fear feels like until you're standing on a luxury cruise ship watching the sun rise over the Caribbean, and your daughter is just gone. March 24th, 1998. Amy Lynn Bradley vanished from Royal Caribbean's Rhapsody of the Seas. No witnesses, no screams, no signs of struggle. Just a 23-year-old woman who disappeared without a trace. This isn't fiction. This isn't a horror story. This is real. And 27 years later, we still don't have answers. Only questions, broken timelines, a family that refuses to give up. What happened to Amy Bradley? Why did the cruise line hesitate? And why does every trail somehow lead to nothing? Stay with me, because this story may change the way you see safety, vacation, and the meaning of closure. Amy Lynn Bradley wasn't the kind of person who just vanished. She was athletic, a trained lifeguard. She swam competitively for years. She was educated, just graduated with a degree in physical education. She was responsible, independent, grounded. A daughter anyone would be proud of. This cruise, it was a gift. A family celebration before she started her new job. Amy didn't even want to go at first. She was uncomfortable with the ocean, didn't like the idea of being stuck on a ship. But she went to make her parents happy. So they boarded the Rhapsody of the Seas together. Ron, Iva, Brad, and Amy. They laughed. They danced. They took photos, wrote postcards, drank cocktails under the stars. Amy looked happy, but something was already in motion. March 23rd. The ship had just left Aruba. That night there was a party. Live music, Caribbean theme, dancing on the deck. Amy and Brad went to the Calypso Lounge. She danced with members of the ship's band. Others insisted she'd been lost at sea. But one thing united them all: the feeling that Amy's story had been buried until now. Especially the bass player, Alistair Yellow Douglas. Photos show them smiling, her drink in one hand, her other hand on her hip, confident, chill, alive. She left the lounge for a smoke with the musicians, returned to the cabin just after 3:30 a.m. Brad was already in bed. She stepped out onto the balcony, her final cigarette before sleep. Brad drifted off. Everything seemed normal. At 5:30 a.m., Ron Bradley woke up. He wanted to watch the sunrise. He stepped onto the balcony. Amy's shoes were there, her cigarettes, her lighter. But Amy was gone. At first, he assumed she'd gone for a walk. But by 6 a.m., panic set in. The family searched the ship, deck to deck, cabin to cabin. No one had seen her. They begged staff to make an announcement, but Royal Caribbean refused, didn't want to disturb the guests. Then, the ship docked in Curaçao. Hundreds of passengers were allowed to disembark, and Amy, wherever she was, vanished deeper into the unknown. When the announcement was finally made, hours had passed. It was too late. Search teams swept the ship. Divers combed the water. Nothing. No clothing. No body. No blood. The FBI got involved. Local police too. But something felt off. No security footage was released. No full passenger logs. Witnesses weren't questioned until days later. And then, the ship moved on. Without Amy. Ron and Iva stayed behind, posting flyers in a place where no one spoke English, hoping, begging for someone to come forward. But Amy was gone, and the questions began. Did she fall? The railings were high. Amy was a swimmer. The sea was calm. Did she run? She had no passport, no ID, no money, no reason. So what else is left? Was she taken? And if so, why? Then the whispers started. Human trafficking. A Canadian man in Curacao said he saw a woman matching Amy's description. She had the same tattoos, same green eyes. She looked terrified. Before he could help, 2 men pulled her away. In 2005, an anonymous email landed in the Bradleys' inbox. Attached were images from a sex trafficking site. One of the women looked exactly like Amy. Same eyes, same jawline, same tattoo on her ankle. The FBI traced the IP. It was Caribbean, but the site disappeared, just like she did. In 2008, a former Navy officer claimed he met a woman in a Caribbean brothel. She whispered, "My name is Amy Bradley. Please help me. They're watching." When he returned with help, she was gone. The Bradleys kept searching, year after year, island after island. Brad blamed himself. He should have checked on her. He should have stayed awake. Ron and Eva never moved her things, her music, her photos, still in her room. Every birthday. They waited by the phone. Every Christmas. They wrapped a gift she'd never open. They never held a funeral. Because there was no body. And they still believed she was out there. In July 2025, Netflix released a documentary. Amy Bradley is missing. 3 episodes, never before seen footage, family interviews, voice messages, case files. The world watched, Reddit exploded, TikTok theorized, podcasts picked it apart. Some believed she was alive. Others said she died that night. But for the first time in decades, people remembered her name, Amy Lynn Bradley. And now you do too.